Attitude is everything. Welcome to McBain Moments. Before we get started, please make sure you take a moment and hit the subscribe button for me. I really appreciate all the support. Every subscribe matters, and we're on the road to 13 million, so please take a moment, hit the subscribe button below. Okay, attitude is everything. You might remember in my last McBain Moments, I was talking about how excellence is an attitude, and that to achieve excellence, you have to change your attitude. Well, it's true. Attitude's everything, and the way you look at what you're doing, the way you look at how you approach your life is going to change how those outcomes. You can be in the same situation 5 different times, and your attitude toward the situation is going to change the outcome of what happens. And it's not really easy to figure out why that is. But I think the biggest reason is because in our heads, if we go into a situation with a positive attitude, it not only helps us inside think more clearly, but it also helps the people we interact with look at things in a less pessimistic manner. Because if you go into a situation, let's say you go to work with a pessimistic attitude, or you don't want to be there, or you're bored, or you're not interested in what you're doing, of course it's going to come out in your work. Your work is going to be less, it's not going to be as good as if you went in with a positive attitude. If you have customers, your customers aren't going to enjoy your interactions as much, which is going to lead to less success overall. And it's going to be reflected in the way you treat your coworkers and your customers and everything else. So really the most important thing you have to look at is, okay, even when you have a bad interaction, and they happen, when you have bad days, and they happen. I had one yesterday. Oh, yesterday was rough. Even when you have bad days, even when you have rough interactions, take a moment, reset, find something to laugh about. Find something to laugh about. Take 2 seconds and find a joke to laugh about, or remember a funny situation. Or better yet, do something to raise the serotonin levels in your body. And the easiest way to do this is just make yourself big. I'm serious, like shoulders back, straighten up, arms wide, kind of do the Iron Man Robert Downey Jr. thing. Very open presence. Make yourself big. That actually has an effect on how you think and how you feel. Try it. No, pause the video and try it. Did you do it? Awesome. Notice how just, even if it's a little bit, you'll notice the little change. What it comes down to is the way you look at your current situation begets how you look at your future. How you look at your current situation is also how you look at your future. If you don't have a positive attitude toward your situation, you're not going to have a positive attitude toward your future. Now, that doesn't mean you should be satisfied. Satisfaction is death. And I mean that. If you're just like, well, I'm satisfied, that means you're not progressing, you're not evolving, you're not changing. You have to be unsatisfied with something, because that's the drive to become better at something. And you know me, I am someone who is big on iterative learning and iterative change, and I've got an itch on my eye. I am someone who's big on iterative change. So there's got to be something you're dissatisfied with so that you will actually go forth and learn something and become more than you are today. But that doesn't mean you don't have a positive attitude about where you are. That doesn't mean you don't have a positive attitude about where you can go. I think attitude might be one of those secrets in life. Those little things that people don't really think about. It's like, why does it matter? Why does it matter what I do? What they don't realize is that your attitude reflects not only in what you do, but with how you handle every situation and how you talk to every person. So do yourself a favor and grab a hold of your attitude and say, hey, Look yourself in the mirror and grab yourself by the lapels, not literally. That would be really difficult and kind of awkward. Grab yourself by the lapels and go, we are going to take today by the horns. We're going to be positive. We're going to make our best. We're going to give this our best shot. We will not quit. We will not let the day get the best of us. We are going to do this. Remember, and this was by Charles Revson. If you can't change your fate, change your attitude. If you can't change your fate, change your attitude. And I believe the reason he said this is because when you change your attitude, you'll gradually change your fate. The past can't be changed. The past can't be changed. The future is yet in your power. And no one knows who said that particular quote, but I think it's very important. So how do you change your attitude? Well, you have to read about attitude. You got to learn about attitude. This is something that I'm still kind of struggling with because I have my days. But I read about it. And I think it's important to read a little bit about it every day. And my favorite book to read about attitude is this one. Jeffrey Gitomer's Little Gold Book of Yes Attitude. This poor one's been water damaged because I had a flood. But I rescued the book. It was that important. This book has been with me for 15 years. Think about that for a second. 15 years this book has been with me. I've had it since before my son was born. I'll provide you a link down below so you can check it out. I really recommend that you, if you don't buy that book, buy a book on attitude and just read a couple pages a day. And then just watch day by day as your attitude slowly changes. And with it, so does your future. Thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe. This has been a McBain moment.